Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. If this is the first time you've been here, yay, you finally found it. And if you're a returning subscriber, yay, thanks for coming back. I always appreciate your comments, so keep them coming down below. And my goal, if you are a subscriber, you already know this, is to save you time and money by giving you the scoop on filmmaking quality and content, so that you can decide whether or not you want to spend time or money watching a particular film. So today, the movie I'm reviewing is called Borderlands. This sci-fi video game adaptation is now playing in theaters. It's rated PG-13, but now originally the movie was going to be rated R to match the content of the M rating of the original video game, but they tweaked it, and I'll talk more about that, and decided to make it PG-13. The length of the film is 1 hour and 40 minutes, and my overall movie review mom grade is probably a B minus to a C plus. So let me explain why. I'll give you an overview in a nutshell. I'll point out things I like, things I didn't like. I'll offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, funny lines, interesting lines, and we'll finish up with recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that you might like even better. So before we get into that, let me share today's featured product, which is sponsored by Amazon. So in honor of Tiny Tina's stuffed rabbit that she calls Badonkadonk, here's the image, and down below in the description is the link. But wait, there's more. If you haven't played the Borderlands video game and are now interested, you will find it on all gaming platforms. And again, down below is a link. So these don't cost you any more if you use the link. It's an affiliate link, and so Amazon just throws a few little pretty pennies at me to thank me for telling you about the products. All right, so let's start with the movie. In a nutshell, this action adventure movie is based on the best-selling video game of the same name. The crazy cast of characters goes on a mission to save a missing girl who holds the key to unimaginable power. The movie feels like a mixture of Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, which I recently reviewed. You can see that. It also feels like a blend of Guardians of the Galaxy mixed with Star Wars. It's really a funky, weird movie. The colorful film was directed by Eli Roth, who also co-wrote it with Joe Abercrombie. Already, the film has been nominated for and won several awards at various film festivals. For what it's worth, I've never played the video game, so I am basing the movie's value on face value. So many video games have attempted to translate their popularity into a feature film, yet have not fared well. The Borderlands video game is one of the best-selling video game franchises in history. So if you're a fan of the video game, comment down below. I'd love to hear what you think of it. What I am hearing, though, is that fans are giving it a thumbs down, that it's not really incorporating the essence of the charm and the action and the vibe of the movie. But I'll get to that in just a minute. So quick tips for parents. There is profanity and crude language. There's lots of violence, but the good news is it's bloodless. Firearms, knives, bombs, and other weapons are seen and used. There's tons of destruction, lots of fighting. Some of the themes that are illustrated very well are persistence, being special, power, control, teamwork, and friendship. So here's the list of things that I really liked about it. First of all, the cast is absolutely fantastic and includes Academy Award winners Cate Blanchett and Jamie Lee Curtis. I love both of them and have for years. Ariana Greenblatt is adorable and hilarious in everything that I've ever seen her in. She was so cute in Love and Monsters, which is one of her earliest pieces. And I just thought, oh, she's so awesome. I can't wait to see what else she does. And then she's since gone on to do a bunch of other things. Other cast members include Kevin Hart, Edgar Ramirez, Ariana Greenblatt, as I mentioned, Olivier Richards, Haley Bennett, and the voice talents of Jack Black, believe it or not. And fun fact, Eli Roth had shot the first version of the movie clear back in 2021, but it was decided to market as a PG-13 blockbuster. So Tim Miller took over the project. And based on the drastic changes of the tone of the film, Steve Jablonsky had to completely rewrite the musical score from what Nathan Barr had created. In other words, you can tell and feel and sense the difference. And I'll get to more of that in just a minute. There is lots of action. Unfortunately, the sequences aren't entirely memorable. It's just kind of a meh been there, done that kind of an experience. The visual and spoken humor is quirky and irreverent. And most of the spoken humor comes from Jack Black's robotic character. There's a twist in Act 3 that I didn't see coming. And I love twists. Some of the CGI looked like it belonged in a video game, which I guess is appropriate because this is a video game adaptation. But what I mean by that is some of it just looked kind of fakey. Plenty of interesting creatures to be entertained by. Now, on to the list of things that I didn't like or thought could have been done better or differently. First of all, as I mentioned, I've heard from some of the fans of the video game that they've been super disappointed with this movie. So that's a shame. None of the characters are very relatable. I had a hard time investing after only 15 minutes and was mostly bored throughout. It's kind of a, yeah, we've seen that before type of feeling. It kind of feels like they just wrote a list of required elements and then checked off the boxes without really getting creative or even following the charm of the source material, which was the video game. You can feel the reshoots in the movie, and there is something disjointed about the whole movie. I don't know, I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but the whole time I was just like, eh. Most of the humor sadly doesn't land. And there are backstories, but they're easily dismissed and not shared with the audience. So you just kind of feel like you're missing something as well. Now, whenever I watch movies, I write down notes and I write down the funny things and the interesting things, simply so you can get a taste for the dialogue and script writing. And so one of the funny lines that I wrote down, at least, was by Jack Black. And his character's name is Claptrap. And so Claptrap sees something and he goes, "Would you look at that? A ladder. Unfortunately, my design doesn't facilitate this type of vertical movement," reminding you that he is a limited robot. And then there's Kevin Hart. Did I mention Kevin Hart's in this movie? I don't think I did. Anyway, a line that he says is, "Feel free to applaud." Now, the sad thing is that some people hate Kevin Hart and they don't even want to see this movie for his presence. I used to feel that way until he did some traumatic movies, not traumatic, dramatic movies. And I thought, wow, this guy actually can act. But in this movie, he's kind of a goofy character, just like his normal self, but he's not utilized very well. And that was kind of odd. Some of the interesting lines are the first one spoken by Jamie Lee Curtis, who plays a character named Tanis. And she says, "There's no salvation without sacrifice." And that line is repeated several times in the movie, giving us a really solid theme that we can sink our teeth in. I thought it was really profound. And then Kate Blanchett plays a character named Lilith, and she says, "Memories are more creative than anything Atlas can create." And Atlas is this entity, and I don't even know if I could explain it all, but I won't explain it all because I don't want this to be a 20-minute review. Notice how quickly I've been trying to talk in my recent reviews. All right, so as I watch movies, I instantly think of other ones that are similar. And so I wanted to share those with you. The first one is called The Last of Us. It's actually an HBO adaptation of that very popular video game. If you're a fan of that, comment down below and let me know how well that has translated into a TV series of sorts, because I've never played the video game. And then, of course, I have to mention Guardians of the Galaxy, just because it is a family of oddball characters, and you definitely get that feeling in this movie, Borderlands. They're just these bizarre random characters, and they somehow come together. And then the last one, just for the look and feel of the movie, I recommend Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. And it seems kind of like everybody is doing that look, like even in Deadpool and Wolverine, we're getting that same look and feel. So I think I've had enough of that. Let's move on and do something different. But it's a, interesting movie. All right. I hope that if you watch this movie that you enjoy it. And if you do, comment down below and let me know what you thought. And if you didn't, let me know. And I'm trying to give you the heads up in case you're like, wait, I didn't like that movie at all. Well, I'm trying to give you the heads up so that you can save time and money. All right, that's it. Thank you for sticking around till the bitter end. Hopefully it wasn't too bitter. And I will catch you in the next one. Visit me on social media and I'll see you later. Bye.